First commissioned in 1936, the Gato was one of America's largest ever class of submarines.
It was fast, it was extremely long-ranged, they were well-armed, they had radar.
A fearsome predator, its feeding ground was the Pacific. Its prey, Japanese ships. During the Second World War, America adopted German U-boat tactics. Merchant shipping became fair game. And wolf packs were formed to attack convoys.
Indeed, it's deadly when the American submarine force deploys wolf packs of its own. And because they can use the element of surprise and stay at sea longer than anyone expects, they are able to catch a lot of targets very quickly and relatively cheaply.
The 73-strong Gato class churned up the ocean, ripping holes through ships. Japan's ability to resupply her beleaguered troops was rapidly compromised.
When the Japanese are trying to hold on to Guadalcanal, their soldiers are slicing up grains of rice because they have no supplies, because the submarine force of the American Pacific Fleet is such a threat.
Much of this success was down to a handful of hugely expert, daring captains. Men like Lieutenant Commander Dudley "Mush" Morton. Known as the One-Boat Wolfpack, Mush and the men on board the USS Wahoo sank 19 ships, totaling 55,000 tons.
He detested the Japanese with a passion that was unbelievable, but he was also somebody who knew how to fight his submarine very well. He knew every aspect of his boat, knew how to evade well. In other words, the submarine and its crew were an extension of his being.
The Gato sent more than 1.7 million tons of hot, twisted metal to the seabed. The figures were impressive, but it could have been a lot more. Time and again, American torpedoes failed to explode on impact. But the malfunctioned Gato crew feared most was the dreaded circular run.
The torpedo would come back around at the submarine rather than headed for its target. So you would lose a vessel because it would essentially commit suicide, unwittingly.
Eventually, most of the problems with torpedoes were ironed out. By the end of the Pacific Campaign, the American submarine force had destroyed 30% of the Japanese Navy and over 60% of the Japanese merchant fleet.